Hi, Gary Chillingworth here for Airgun World Magazine, Shooting and Country TV. Welcome to Life at the Range. Well, got an interesting video today. We are going to adapt a rifle for stick shooting. The rifle we're going to use today is the BRK Ghost. Now, to be perfectly honest with you, it doesn't really need a lot of adaptation. We've already used it in our BRK video and it was absolutely superb. But there are a few little things that we can actually do to give us a little bit of an advantage. Also, it gives me a chance to mess around with a gun that I'm really enjoying shooting and just try and make it not better, but slightly better adapted for shooting off sticks to give us the biggest advantage we can get, because I've tried shooting sticks and it's really difficult. So I'm going to grab every advantage there is. Now, before we get into that, we are actually going to be doing some shooting in the garden. So it's not all in the conservatory today. Yes, the wife is out. Huge thank you to Phil Moran, who very kindly sent me Tin Chicken Hit Squad mug. He's got a little shop on eBay where he sells HFT related merch with, you know, mugs, key rings. I've got one here, the famous Mad Yeti. I'll put a link in the description below, but if you fancy an HFT mug, give Phil a call. Right, okay, so what are we going to do to the Brocock Ghost, the BRK? Well, the first thing I think we need to do is we need to change the magazine system. In HFT, if you're using a multi-shot magazine like this, you have to take the magazine out and put it back in between every single shot. Now, PRS, Precision Rifle Systems, do this. Just put this down. It's a single shot loader, and quite simply, you put in the rifle where the magazine goes, and when you want to load it, you rotate it round, load your pellet, and then you put it back, and it clicks into place, ready to go. We just fire off. I know it's empty. So that's a really easy thing to do. Replace your magazine system with a single shot loader. Our next thing is we want to put in a butt pad. Now, the standard Ghost comes with this, a flat plate that sits in your arm, and as you can see, it will slide up and down. Again, from PRS, this is a standard HFT butt pad. 2¼ inches is the maximum depth of the paddle from the flat to the tip, and from the flat to the tip 2¼ inches from that bit to that bit, and that will sit in your shoulder and it will help you lock in. Now, it comes in three parts. The initial plate, which just screws in to where this screws into, this section which screws onto the plate with just these two bolts here, and then you just slide this bit, let me go from the top down, onto there. We'll have it nice and low, put the bolt in, and tighten it up. And now we have a lovely solid grip in the back of your shoulder. Lots and lots of people have been using these PRS butt pads in HFT, and they seem to be doing incredibly well. Our next thing is, if you remember with the video we had before, I was struggling to hold the rifle because my hand was on the supported standers. My hand was too far forward. So I wanted something with a bit more grip there. They have this, which is a bottle guard, and this sits under there. Now, what I've also done is I've put this on, which is a hand stop. Now, what this one is, you can actually buy proper hand stops from manufacturers, but I didn't have time to order one of those. This is actually a rubber pad that you put on top of a trolley jack, so that it sits in with the sills. It cost me about £4 off of eBay, and it's just got a bolt going through and it holds in place. And to attach this, again, very difficult, very easy. Just take your Allen key, remove the trigger guard, which is just 3 bolts. We'll pop that off. Take a handguard, put it into place. So now you have got your handguard at the front, so you can hold, you've got your stop, which you can go up onto your sticks and it will still rotate if you need it to. And you've now got a much more stable rifle. So that's 3 really simple adaptations that will make this rifle considerably easier to use on sticks. But now what we're going to do is we're going to get out in the garden and we're going to do some shooting and see how we go with the BRK Ghost. So here we are in the garden and we've got the rifle, we've got the sticks. These are the Primos Gen 2s, which obviously you can adjust up and down by pulling in the trigger back and forward. We've got them fairly stable at the front, and here we have the BRK Ghost. As you can see, we're going to go within the V and we're going to have to push this stop up against the V we have here. We place a hand on the front and we pull back, so we're pushing in and we're pulling back. On the back here you can see that the butt pad is now hard in the shoulder, so we're just going to drop that down a bit. Eye on the scope, perfect cheek weld, and I've got a huge amount of stability there on a stick. We're not really pushing hard in, but we're just standing here and we're using the stick to take the weight of the rifle, and we've got everything balanced. So the gun doesn't want to tip forward or drop back because we're pretty much in the central point of the rifle. As you can see here, it's in my shoulder and it doesn't want to tip forward, back or whatever. It's a light gun. Some people like a really, really heavy rifle to get stability, but I found that if you've got something short and compact and with the right scope, you've got stability and you've got accuracy. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to take this rifle out onto the range and we're going to shoot it prone to show you exactly how accurate this BRK Ghost with this MTC swap prismatic actually is. And then we're going to shoot it off the sticks and see what the difference in accuracy is between shooting prone and shooting off sticks at 40 yards. And then we're going to go to Maldon District Airgun Club and we're going to shoot in our first proper stick competition and see how we do. I love this gun and scope. Okay, so we're at 40 yards. We'll put a marker down at the bottom of the card. There we go. We'll put 3 shots and let's see how we go. We do have wind out there. Ooh, drop low. Was that parallax error? Wind coming towards me or just me being a numpty? Right, let's try that again. Okay. There's around about 1/4 of a dot of parallax error within the scope. It's set up at 25 yards so that when you move your head around, there's no movement in the crosshairs. So at 40 yards, you're going to get movement. On my Vortex Viper at 40 yards, I get a mil dot of error. This has got around about 1/4 of a dot, so that would explain that first miss. The other two, they're quite lined up, so we do have wind coming at us, and that will affect the trajectory of the pellet. Let's just keep on going at that middle. Okay, fractionally right. Same hole. Now, as you can see, this is quite a high gun. We've now got the PRS butt pad. Pistol grip is well off the ground, so we're shooting it easily off the deck, which is something a lot of ball pups struggle with. And it looks like now that I'm getting a little more used to this, we're going pretty much through the same hole every time. We do one more. And that one went through the high one. Because you can see virtually everything is up and down, up and down. And that's because my head might not be perfectly in a correct position every single time, but that's something that's a very easy fix. But we'll go and get the card, we'll bring it back, and we'll have a little chat about the group. Okay, so here we have our group. Now that was our first shot after obviously we put the marker down, and that, as I said, was because I had my head too high up, invoked parallax error. But if you look, all of these, they're all within pretty much the size of your little finger. So at 40 yards, I pretty much would have killed every 15 mil that I was shooting at. Certainly, that's well within a 20 mil, massively within a 25. I think this is more than capable. Well, it is more than capable of single shot hull or single shot grouping, because I've done it before. But as you know, when we're on the range, it is what it is. We don't like take multiple shots and then pick the best one. We just shoot. So accurate, very happy with that. I don't spend a lot of time with this gun. I shoot a spring gun, it's a very different trigger. The trigger on this is absolutely excellent. I'm really happy with it. So we know the gun is accurate. So now what we need to do is need to move on to sticks. So again, we're going to put a target out of 40 yards, and then we're going to start blatting away, and let's see what kind of group we can now get shooting sticks, which is what we're really here for. We're not really here to shoot prone, we've done plenty of that. But yeah, so far genuinely happy. Okay, so here we are, we've got our target out at 35 yards. Thought it was a little bit crazy to go for 40. I'm not a stick shooter, and stick shooting is considerably harder than people give it credit for. So we're going to go at 35, and let's see what kind of group we can get. We know the gun's accurate, and we know that the squidgy bit behind the trigger isn't all the time anyway. Okay, put it in, forward, and this is what the stop does. Push up, pull back, and aim. Okay, hit high. Getting the side to side wobble and the up and down, it is so difficult. Anyone who thinks this is easy, come and have a go. I would much rather shoot prone. Oh no, I'm shooting 35 yards. Sorry, I just shot that on my crosshairs, which was set at 40. Idiot. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, touching, you're not going to get prone style accuracy shooting off sticks. It's just not going to happen. Well, not going to happen for me. Well, probably not for me. I think there are some much better people out there. Well, there are. I think there are. There are definitely people much better at this than I am when it comes to stick shooting. So I think that pretty much touched. So I'm aiming at that same low mark and it's hitting fractionally high. And as we've said in the past, when I shoot up the peg, I've got a slightly different aim point that I do with shooting prone. Okay, so I think we're definitely getting a little bit of left to right wind out there. But so far, do you know what? I'm not unhappy with that group. We'll do one more. Oh, that was definitely me. Don't know if you saw the barrel, but I was going up and down, up and down. Instead of coming off, I just tried to force it. I was going, I'm on it, just pull the trigger, pull the trigger. And that's down to the incompetence of the shooter. I should have come off, breathed, and went back on. So I'm holding my breath to try and firm up my torso. Rookie error. And there we go. So pretty much everything is touching. Obviously a lot of work needs to be done. The gun is accurate. The sticks are great. We've got the target, but now I need to set up. I need to learn my ranges from 8 to 45 yards. And then what we're going to do is let's go off to Maldon District for our Sunday monthly, and let's compete with the BRK Ghost, SWAT Prismatic, and all the PRS stuff. And let's see how we do against the boys who really know how to shoot sticks. But so far, very happy. Numpty shooter.
With your recess, if you can. I'll do the safety now, if you're all here. Yes. All current UCAF rules will apply to open competitions held at MAD. If you are unsure of anything, please ask. Guns must be muzzled down at all times. There will be no shouldering or dry firing of a gun unless it is at the point of the firing line of the course or the blinking range. Never move around a set course or the blinking range with an open gun. Multi-shot rifles must have their...
Okay, so here we are. Here are my PRS sticks. And what sticks are these you've got, Jonathan?
These are the new Wolf Raptors.
Wolf Raptors.
Almost carbon fibre.
Very nice. So these are your sticks, and these are the sticks she told you not to worry about. That's a considerably thicker tube. Wow, that's a solid kill. Well done, Jonathan.
Thank you.
Well, here we are. We're on the course. Yeah, we had a bit of a problem. Hang on a sec. Right, so when I was loading the car up, I must have whacked the scope. Got out on the course, and I was literally 3 complete revolutions to the right, hitting right. So I re-zeroed on the course, which now means it's a DNF score. Because you can't adjust once you get on, but as it's only a practice day, yeah, they don't mind, but you just can't put in a score. So I don't know what I've done, but I must have clumped it. Annoying, but we've re-zeroed, so from peg 18 onwards, let's see how we go. But yeah, if you hit your scope, that's never a good thing because it's always going to be screwed up. So okay, so stand only, so 35 mil, 35 yards. It's not going too well, so let's give it a go.
Well done.
Probably going to be the only kill on the course because I'm really sucking.
Wow!
Good shot, Jeannie.
I was expecting a donut on that.
So solid kill from Air Arms team member Gene Great Tricks, and now we've got Mr. Finlayson.
For a donut.
Now Terry is 107 years old.
Terry, if you want the string, I'll give you a shout. Is it? Little bird, little bird. I think I was aiming it.
Right, so here we have Jonathan Franklin. He's having a go with the old BRK. So what do you think, Jonathan, about stability and everything like that?
It's very, very stable. It's a lot more stable than my starter. I think it's just because it's compact. To pull it in tight and get yourself nice and snug. It's like there's virtually no wobble down on that target from where I am.
Yeah, see, Jonathan is a proper stick shooter. He's currently leading the Southern Hunter series. You've got, what, 300% so far?
3 out of 3 wins so far.
3 out of 3 wins.
Jean's beating me because she's only shot one more round.
What do you think of the swap prismatic, the lens quality?
It's very clear. Probably wouldn't help me with my range finding because of the blur.
Yeah, that's what I've found.
And I've got no idea what you're
So
doing.
40 yards error.
No, not knowing you're zero, then no.
Mind you, though, you missed it with your styer, didn't you?
Yes, I did miss it at the start. I went literally just over his back. So, but yeah, that is very well balanced. Even if you bring it out here.
I think it would certainly be good if, I mean, because your styer is considerably heavier than that, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I'd probably put a bit of weight there just to keep it on sticks a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's windy. It's very smooth.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Jonathan.
Right.
Well, we had an absolutely superb day at Maldon District, and when we set the gun up, the gun was amazing. I was really looking forward to shooting well, but I made a big mistake, and I now know what I did. These are my sticks, and when I walked up to the course, I put my sticks in the top of the bag, and as you can see, they are now right by the scope, and when I picked the bag up, the sticks were then pushing against the scope because of the way that they are in the centre, and that pushed the scope out of zero. It would happen to any gun, any scope, nothing to do with the mounts or the strength. But if you look at the rifle, the swap prismatic sitting on this rail is very high above the bore. So if you're putting pressure on that side, it's going to knock it out of alignment. So I apologise to everyone, and we're always going to release this day on the video on the Wednesday, the first Wednesday of the month, because we do the first and the third Wednesdays. So I think what we need to do is we're going to have another shoot with the BRK Ghost and the swap prismatic, and we'll just have a proper HFT video shooting off sticks, because I didn't do it justice because of my own stupidity. But what did I learn? Well, I learned that the extra bits we added on certainly increased the stability of the rifle. The rifle itself is inherently accurate, as we've shown. What did I actually score on the day? Well, we messed up. We started on peg 12, and my first shot went that far right. Second shot that far right, and then we re-zeroed on the course. So we never got a true zero. So if we just assume that those two targets were ones, because I'm usually going to hit the plate, on the entire day I had, I would have come in with a 37 or a 38, depending on whether I got one or two, because one of the shots I missed was pretty easy. Not a particularly good score, but when you look at the top score of the day was 53, because there was a huge amount of wind, and the top, I think the top stick score was 44, Jonathan Franklin. I was only about 6 points behind him, and say we weren't completely zeroed. So I think we're in a good place. So that's pretty much about it. But so here we go. The BRK Ghost, with all the extra kit, with the swap prismatic, I think is an absolutely cracking stick rifle. Say Jonathan loved it, and you know, he's a proper stick shooter. But we'll be back. We're going to have another go with this in a month or two, and I'm going to practice a little bit with it on my days off. So I think next time we shoot, I'm going to know a little bit more about stick shooting and how we go about it. So thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you all again on the range very, very soon. Ta-da!